Traditional QA models focus merely on agent performance and agent compliance adherence. However, with the Genii analytical QA approach, not only are these factors included, but there is also a core focus on operations performance, business performance, and customer satisfaction. The Genii AQA outputs are visualized and distributed with interactive dashboards. These outputs are focused to drive action on three key areas: to improve agent performance and compliance adherence, with the purpose of facilitating targeted coaching initiatives based on detailed improvement opportunities; to gain business and operational insight that creates capacity to drive change through process or policy improvement and/or training resourcefulness; and to accumulate customer intelligence on the drivers of customer satisfaction and dissatisfaction linked to business insight and agent behavior. Insights are captured via the Genii app. All metadata points associated to the interaction is captured within the Genii app, including key call reasons, campaign information, call durations, agent ID, service lines, or any other important critical key metrics. The form framework is structured to capture root causes for critical topics impacting resolution and satisfaction, business efficiencies, regulatory compliance, and voice of the customer. Topics and root causes are refined for each campaign within the client's environment, including specific details associated to core policies and processes and business rule adherence. The insights captured via the app is brought to life in the interactive dashboards, allowing for self-discovery and catering for reporting at various levels within the client environment. A quick view of performance can be seen on the performance summary dashboards. The results seen here are derived from the AQA analysis and are interchangeable for sales and service-related campaigns. Insights can be filtered by month or week and based on the company's hierarchy or structure. Targets can also be set for each performance metrics. Total assessment refers to the amount of interactions analyzed for the month or the period of selection. The pass rate is an indicator of the number of assessments that have passed without any failures. It is important to note that AQA works on a pass and fail approach without weightings, as all topics analyzed are critical impacting factors. The performance metric results indicates the accuracy or failure rate by performance metric within a section that is captured as part of the AQA analysis. This indicates the trends over a 3-month period, but can still also be selected weekly and by hierarchy or structure within the client campaign. This is the first indicator as to which performance metrics are not meeting a particular target or require specific focus or attention. Resolution and satisfaction metrics are those metrics that have a direct impact on customer satisfaction. Business efficiencies are those things that are directly focused on either improving efficiencies or reducing costs within the business. Regulatory compliance metrics have an impact on any regulatory or financial impact for the business. The call driver matrix indicates the key call reasons for a particular line of business as captured by the insights analyst for a particular period or within a particular department. These top call drivers are often referred to as true call drivers, taking the bias into consideration based on agent call classification selections. Multiple call drivers are captured for every interaction analyzed. Hence, you can get a true view of top call drivers within a particular campaign. As you can see on this matrix, to the left indicates the particular call driver volume percentage. In this instance, 29% of calls were associated to policy cancellations. To the right-hand side, you can see the associated key metrics. The AHT for policy cancellations is sitting at 319 seconds. For FCR, 43%, repeats at 11%, and transfers at 26%. Hold was utilized 39% of the time when dealing with a policy cancellation. The AQA CSAT metric is a metric that is calculated by the insights analyst. They do this through sentiment analysis by understanding or looking for verbal or non-verbal expressions of dissatisfaction on the call. This is then rated on a scale of 0 to 10, similar of that to NPS, which allows us to derive a customer satisfaction score by top call driver. The top call drivers can also be viewed for a particular top 10, or you can have a look at the full distribution of the top call drivers for a particular month, week, or again as part of the hierarchy or structure filter capability. Once you have identified which top call drivers to focus on or which performance metrics have a negative effect on the business or customer satisfaction, you can then dive into the analysis piece. The analysis piece allows for root cause analysis against each performance metrics that is captured as part of the framework. In the example in front of you, you can see that with issue resolution, there is a primary layer drill down in terms of key impacting factors. In this particular example, 49.8% of issues were resolved on first call. Of the 50.2% where issues were not resolved, this then breaks down into an agent stream, an ops or business stream impacting factor. The agent stream is solely focused on those things that are within control of the agent to achieve first call resolution. The ops or business stream focus on those elements that may have an impact on first call resolution that is not within the agent's control. As an example, this could be the impact of a policy or process limitation due to a turnaround time that has to lapse prior to the customer's issue being resolved. Hence, there was no first call resolution. For each of the metrics that include dual streams, which we refer to as the agent stream and ops or business stream, there is a drill down capability to review the first layer of causality. Hence, this is inclusive for resolution and satisfaction, as well as business efficiency metrics. For all other single stream metrics, those that are purely agent controllable, there is also root cause analysis available for empathy, friendliness and courteousness, as well as those factors sitting within business efficiencies and regulatory compliance. When referring back to the example of issue resolution, you can see that 91.6% of the concerns impacting non-resolution is due to ops and business stream, and predominantly this is made up of policy or process limitations. Once you have identified this particular systemic issue, you can do further root cause analysis to understand the underlying issues impacting this particular area. Hence, by selecting the particular performance metrics, you can then drill into that key area, which in this instance is ops and business stream, policy and process limitation, and then of policy and process limitations, you can see that transfer required has the biggest impact. And once you select on transfer required, you can then see where calls are transferred to. Where this becomes important is that this has an impact on front line, because if majority of calls are being transferred to another department, that is an efficiency issue or could be related to an IVR concern. As mentioned earlier, we also look at expression of dissatisfaction, which impacts voice of the customer. As you can see in front of you, the screen again indicates your top call drivers, the top 10, with the volume percentage and the associated expression of dissatisfaction. Hence, for 29% of policy cancellations, there was a 32% expression of dissatisfaction. Using the rating scale of 0 to 10 that is captured via the Insights Analyst, we can also derive the associated AQA NPS. Once you have identified which call drivers are creating the most dissatisfaction, you can then do further root cause analysis to understand those impacting factors. In this instance, of the 32% of dissatisfaction noted for policy cancellations, 15% was associated to agent controllable and another 85% to ops or business stream impact. This often differs from the root causes associated to the key performance metrics due to the fact that this is based on the customer's perception of service received or a vocal expression of dissatisfaction with a particular service or product that is rendered. Comparative views have also been included in the dashboard. These comparative views are based on the actual insights captured via AQA. In this instance, the three comparative views included are those for AHT and FCR, FCR and AQA CSAT, and then AHT and FCR at the agent level. Here, you can look at a comparison in terms of outliers for each performing team within an environment or for a particular service line or campaign. This is drillable from management layer to supervisor and into agent detail. This allows for a quick view of outliers to drive performance management or to understand factors impacting a particular performance metric. Once you have completed analysis across performance metrics and expression of dissatisfaction, there is also a consolidated view available of key lift opportunities for each of the performance metric. Hence, a quick view of the biggest impacts to drive improvement initiatives within the campaign. In this example, you can see for a particular month selected and service line, the biggest opportunities within the issue resolution performance metric. From an agent perspective, there's an opportunity of 8.1% to improve issue resolution by reviewing inaccurate or incomplete information where advisors or agents are omitting turnaround times. Similarly, there's a 16% lift potential on issue resolution due to customer limitations where customers have to take next steps. Hence, this is again a quick view to understand the biggest impacting factors where you can see a change in terms of the result performance. Lift opportunities are also available across all performance metrics. This is inclusive of single stream metrics as well as dual stream metrics. Hence, those elements that are purely just within the agent's control or those including agents and ops and business stream impact. This cuts across resolution and satisfaction, business efficiencies, as well as regulatory compliance, again with each of the performance metrics inclusive. Once you have consolidated all the key opportunities in terms of driving systemic change in the business through root cause analysis and reviewing performance against each of the key metrics, you can now move into the strategy section. The strategy section allows for key focus at the agent level. The section failure distribution by agent indicates the agents that have attributed to the failure rate percentage in each of the sections. As you can see, there was an 8.3% failure rate for resolution and satisfaction. The agents that have contributed to this failure rate is listed below. As an example, Thule has had 7 failures for resolution and satisfaction. Thule has also had 20 failures for business efficiencies. This particular report allows for a targeted view on those agents that would either need to be ring-fenced or to have a view in terms of repeat offenders, also allowing for discussions with supervisors or team management in terms of which coaching or feedback initiatives have taken place. The remedial planning dashboard indicates specific pass rates by agent with number of evaluations completed. This includes a top-down and bottom-up list for quick review of top-performing agents versus those that require more assistance. Irrespective of number of evaluations completed, the pass rate is again indicative of those interactions analyzed with no failures. Again, the approach does not include any weighted ratings and only focuses on critical measures. Hence, it's not about a greeting or closure, but those things the agent has done in terms of behavior that has an impact on resolution or satisfaction or any of the key business metrics, or those elements in violation of regulatory compliance. The reporting dashboard has been built in as a quick functionality to export results and distribute to various teams or stakeholders. This is inclusive of a summary, department, manager, supervisor, agent, or holistic report. These reports include a view of total evaluations, failures, pass rates, and then failure rates by section. This is a quick way to track improvement over time in terms of performance improvement initiatives. The pivot report encompasses a full drill down from manager to agent level. Similarly, you can have a look at these results by department, by manager, by supervisor, or by agent. Again, this has been factored in as a quick tool for export in terms of reviewing results. The feedback report is linked to the coaching feedback loop. This particular report here indicates a list of assessment IDs that were analyzed that have not been coached on or feedback provided to a particular agent. This also indicates the days pending since the interaction was analyzed and still to date when no feedback has taken place. The detailed feedback report or failure report includes the key critical areas that were failed as part of each interaction analyzed. Each of the color strings represent one connection ID or one particular call or interaction that was analyzed, and only highlighting the areas of failure. This particular report is rather important to focus on key initiatives for coaching feedback, hence increasing capacity for team leaders or supervisors to give coaching on only those elements that the advisor has failed. Hence, it is important that the approach is rolled out to the various stakeholders involved within the organization to understand the metrics against which they are assessed. This should be a given because key metrics are assessed within this particular form are linked to key KPIs within the center. The feedback or detailed failure reports can also be drilled by a particular section or performance metric. Hence, when you understand that you have a systemic issue with empathy, or if you have a systemic issue with issue resolution, you can filter for that particular area and then utilize this information to feed back into training on the key elements that were failed for empathy, and also ring fencing those individuals to either do a training blitz on a particular area or to ring fence them for performance management improvement initiatives. The tracking report allows for trending over time. The assessment and section failure looks at assessment volume, pass rate trends, as well as issue resolution and repeat trends. The same can be seen for section failures. Similarly, you can look at the assessment failure trend, the resolution and satisfaction trend, business efficiency trend, and regulatory compliance trending. There are also root cause trends available. This is important if there is particular focus on a key root cause. Once we track only performance metric trending, this might not change over time as significantly. However, if an initiative was taken particularly on, let's say, callbacks, this can be compared to the previous month or previous week's performance. In the example here, you can see under issue resolution, the particular root cause for callbacks has actually improved, where it made up 44% of the failure rate in March for agent stream impacting, it now sits at 29% in April. Call driver trends can also be reviewed, either for a particular month, period, or over a week. In this example, we can review the metric trends for policy cancellations. This is the AHT trend over time, as well as the FCR, repeats, and transfer with hold percentage over time for a particular call driver. In addition to the interactive dashboards, the Genii app also allows for a coaching feedback tool. As you can see on the app for a particular campaign, once selecting the reporting functionality, you can then look at results for a particular agent or for a particular month. You can then export the particular report into PDF. The report includes details for that month on the agent's evaluations completed. As you can see here, there were 4 evaluations completed. Of one of the 4, there was 1 failure, hence the pass rate is sitting at 75%. For that 1 evaluation failed, you can review which particular sections failed in terms of the interaction analysis. Here we can see there's a requirement to focus on business efficiencies, resolution and satisfaction, and voice of the customer. You can review the detail of the actual call in terms of those areas failed. Here we can see under business rules there was a callback failure, and there was also no attempt to call back from the agent with regards to a conversion opportunity. All further detail is also available. The report also includes commentary and feedback that was completed by the supervisor, team leader, or coach. This feedback can easily be added by selecting the review button. Once the review button has been selected, I can see the actual feedback that has been loaded to date and add additional